Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Second Chance Club, Hardship and Hope After Prison by Jason Hardy. Read by Jacques Roy.
For Kristen. Author's note. This is a work of nonfiction. I have described real people, but changed names and certain details. My accounts would fairly reflect any number of cases, in New Orleans and elsewhere, which is just to say that, as unsettling as much of this is, it happens every day. Introduction. The summer heat in New Orleans drove most drug dealers inside by noon. By 1 o'clock, only the addicts remained on the street, resigned to waiting for the market to reopen at dusk. The Landry brothers usually spent most of the day inside, but the air at their house was out. The two brothers and the 3 big dogs were seated on the front steps when I showed up. I was the probation and parole officer, the PO as we were known, to both brothers. I was new to the job, but probation and parole visits were old hat to the Landrys, and they let me know with a nod that they were in the middle of something and would be with me in a minute. Javaron, the older one, had just turned 30. He was short and stout like a college wrestler, with small, serious eyes. Ronald was as thin as a picket and covered in scars, incurred during the violent epileptic fits he'd been having since he was a teenager. Ronald was 25, but could have passed for 40. Both brothers had cigarettes lit and beer bottles in hand. Between sips and drags, they exchanged pages of a police report given to Ronald by his defense attorney. According to the report, Ronald had been the passenger in a car that was pulled over for speeding. Ronald and the driver had been drinking, and the car smelled like weed, which gave the police cause to conduct a search. The weed was already smoked, so the cops didn't find any. The cops weren't all that interested in weed anyway. They were looking for guns. They found one under the passenger's seat. The gun was registered to the driver's uncle, and the uncle had given the driver permission to take it. The driver had no permit. In Louisiana, that wasn't a serious problem, but when paired with alcohol, the gun became a misdemeanor offense for the driver. Ronald had 2 prior drug convictions and 1 prior gun conviction and was forbidden from being...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?